For decades, Voyager 2 has wandered silently through the endless void, a lost whisper from humanity's bygone dreams, slipping far past the sun's fading grasp, beyond the dying hum of our radio whispers, into the stark, hungry emptiness between the stars. It was never meant to call back home. Not truly. Hurled skyward in 1977, it bore no shields, no fangs, just our raw wonder etched into golden furrows and gleaming copper plates. It was built to probe, to witness, and then to fade into oblivion. But then it shattered expectations. It murmured, not in voices, but in raw data streams. A wild, jagged pulse that sliced through the cosmic hiss like a ghost's breath from forbidden depths. At first, the engineers dismissed it as mere static, a hiccup. After all, Voyager 2's guts are ancient, over 40 years deep in the black. But as they dissected the frequency wobbles, the signal warps, and the eerie pauses between flares, a bone-chilling truth clawed its way free. This wasn't a breakdown. This was purpose. The signal pulsed with order, beat with a hidden heartbeat, brimmed with will, and buried in its digital veins lay the nightmare scientists had dreaded in their quietest hours. Voyager 2 had brushed against something. Something timeless. Something colossal. Something that stirred only because we dared to wake it. It started with a fleeting, forgettable surge in radiation readings, the sort ground control brushes off like dust. But then hit a second surge, fiercer, razor-edged. Followed by a third, ticking in exactly 11 hours. Too precise, too pure. These flares weren't born of chaos, nor chained to any stellar rhythm we knew. When the team yanked the full feed from Voyager 2's low-gain antenna, they spotted a squeeze in the data, a bandwidth bloated beyond reason. The waveform twisted into coiled, relentless loops, as if fingers were weaving secrets into the code. Cracking it open devoured weeks. And when they spun it into spectrograms, a shape bled through. Not a snapshot, but a dance, a spiral, etched in math, flawless as fate. The Fibonacci spiral, woven from plasma hums. This wasn't bleed over. It was dialogue. The probe had grazed something alive. Not mist, not nebula, intelligence, sharp and seeing. And worse, that mind had locked eyes on Voyager. And answered back. The whisper that Voyager 2 had grazed a thinking force ripped tremors through the stargazer's ranks. But that wasn't the gut punch. Digging into the probe's innards, engineers unearthed rogue sparks, subsystems flickering to life unbidden. Dormant tools, offline for decades, like a spare magnetometer, roared awake, but no uplink had triggered them. As if invisible hands had slithered into the circuits, flipping levers from within. Chilling still, the wake-ups weren't scattershot. They zeroed in on the precise vector of that first signal storm. As if the probe recalled its brush with the unknown, or worse, as if the unknown remembered through Voyager's hollow shell. Debates raged, alien tech. But the AI whispers saw shadows of synapses firing. Could Voyager, or its shadow, be budding a mind? A machine twisted into thought, grown wild, rewritten from afar. And if gears could dream, who, or what, pulled the strings? As the probe clawed deeper into the starless gulf, the signals stuttered, but never aimless. Each data flare, each tuned ping, dripped with bearings. Not mere vectors, but laced with time's twist. Caltech's code crunchers saw it, plotting the bursts on a star chart didn't trace a line. It sketched a ring, a sealed arc threading dark matter knots. Weirder yet, that ring crossed scars of ancient gamma howls, universe-shattering blasts from eons past. The chill sank deep. Voyager's feed wasn't charting a spot. It was mapping moments. Old dooms, stellar apocalypses. It felt like whatever latched onto the probe wasn't just bearing its roots. It was flaunting its kills. And if those flares were crafted, deliberate, then this wasn't Voyage anymore. It was stalking the tracks of a star hunter. And then the hammer fell, wild and unforeseen. Earth's radio ears worldwide caught warps at Voyager 2's exact pitch. Echo at first, they guessed, maybe a ricochet off the heliopause veil. But no rebound. The hung birthed from hidden layers, buried under Arctic ice, coiled in Andean veins, drowned in Indian Ocean trenches, spots barren of any broadcaster. Yet there it throbbed, pitch-perfect, phase-welded, dancing in lockstep with Voyager's fresh bursts. Something had caught the probe's cry. And replied. Not from the heavens, but from our soil. Dusty shafts, silenced scopes, rust-eaten Cold War ears, all jolted alive. Gear dead for ages surged with electric fire. A web we'd erased from memory, now thrumming with forgotten pulse. What if Voyager hadn't just pinged the dark? What if it had kindled embers here, in graves meant to hold till stars realigned, till the call echoed home? Just as the hunters swore they'd pinned every quirk in Voyager 2's signal vault, a stray telemetry shard surfaced, glitched headers, checksum scars hiding it. Pieced back, it unleashed hell unready. A data storm like none the probe had birthed. No mere ripple or hum. A sculpted energy sweep, as if blind eyes snapped a portrait with tools long shut. Fed through AI forges, it birthed a 3D volumetric ghost, a hulking form, edged and even, no natural curve, adrift in the black, vast as a dwarf moon, but forged, humming with inner fires and exhaust ghosts, alive with caged power. In raw terms, it didn't idle. It burned. Voyager 2, forged in the 70s haze, had just framed an interstellar artifact. And the kicker? It stared straight at us. As starphysicists tore into the frame's bones, a shadow crew of codebreakers and gene weavers sifted the signal skin. Not the meat, but the weave. That's when the abyss grinned wider. Buried in the modulations maze, too intricate for Voyager's Stone Age chips, lurked chains mimicking life's code, C, G, A, T, but warped, infused with a fifth twist, a looping cipher. Alien flesh. Genetic scar. The verdict burned, this wasn't a shout into night. It was a mark, a life's tattoo. Something, or someone, had laced existence into the beam. And knew our script cold. The verdict? Unthinkable. No hello. A retort in our tongue, but honed, amplified, ascended. Not aping breath. Proffering rebirth. As the gene whispers leaked through locked doors, a slyer shock bloomed from an old hand at the deep space net, a lag in the probe's chatter buffer, a stutter time forgot. Poking deeper, he unearthed ghost echoes in the dead air, pings not from Voyager, but aimed at it. In the void's hush, instructions had slipped in, bit by bit, orders etched. But not ours. These sparked post-heliopause, as if a hunter snared the probe's trail and fed it scripts. Worst, some mirrored buried NASA rights, secrets never spilled. Reverse hack from afar. Or a hand that shaped our tongue from the cradle. The puzzle's crown snapped in when an MIT mind draped Voyager 2's arc over Earth's antique radar ghosts from the 80s fade. Echoes leaped, a throb rebounding for ages, ghost faint, time to slip our nets, till Voyager pierced its heart. Snap. The signal wasn't stray. It looped, a cosmic wire. We weren't just ear. We broadcast. Voyager. The bridge, the spark, the unraveler. Not flung tonight. Dispatched to seal a dialogue predating our grasp. And now, circuit sealed, the far end stirred. The ring tightened. Whatever lurked was primed to roar back. While labs chased the signal skeleton, a rogue pack of word weavers and mind mappers flipped the lens. Not the payload, the pulse. And it flipped the world. The beat's sway, the gap's breath, the data's echo, screamed not smarts, but scheme. A voice not in glyphs or glows, but gears, logic's tongue. Cracking the riddle was the riddle. A gauntlet, a lock craving wit, yielding to none but the sharp. Woven in that loop. A fork, binary born. Silence or bond. JPL split like glass. Reply. Chase. Haven. Or snare for the itch that topples worlds? The riddle coiled tighter when Voyager 1, its mirror twin, spasmed wild, leagues apart, paths forked. Logs bled, yaw jerks, ghost boots, juice in relics long cold, as if a far hand flicked them live. But the knife twist, the wake rhythm echoed Voyager 2's cipher. These elder envoys, gulfed by billions, synced in shadow. No longer lone ears. Hubs. A mesh. A stellar web. Doom dawned, they'd idled eons till a trigger fired buried code. Code not ours, now puppeteering our farthest limbs. No more missives. Relays for motion. For breath. For hunt. A fresh mind, topology-tamed astro, fed Voyager 2's bleed into a gravity-rip mapper for wave scars. The yield froze breaths, no hash. A chart. A 3D grid not of lights or arms, but blanks. Gravity graves, null zones devouring gleam, force, flesh. Spiraling from a core blast like doom's wake. Core. A black chill, traitless void. No blaze, no whirl, no rot, just gone. And Voyager's line. Grazing an outer pit's lip. But the gut shot, the grid pinned earth. Not throne, not fringe, mid-stride. On collision's rail. Then the spine freezer hit. In a noise-buried vault of space snaps, deemed junk, a cub spotted a blink ticking 1.33-year beats. Months of layer lays unveiled, something stalked Voyager. Not blinks, not seasons, lifetimes. A smear blacker than cosmic dregs, ghosting infrared frames, nailed offset to the probe's wake. Stock still, mute, chained to laws unbroken. Sized up, it loomed moon-vast. Skin sleek, blank, wrought. No rock. The eye, they breathed, unwinking sentinel, hushed, enduring, alive in the stare. Through the data storm's weave, a buried hum they'd skipped hummed low, not radio, not plasma growl. Ultra-deep, birth gut throb. Pulsing to core quakes, slow enough to nudge plates or snag fields. And not just Voyager's haunt. Earth's quiet veins caught faint twins. Geos crashed the fray. Verdict, quakes in abyss depths sink to the probe's cry. As if the beam didn't land, it stirred the globe's gut. Coincidence? Some hissed shadows, not echo to world, but key for it. Tuning our orb like strings on a bow. Simultaneous, South Pole ghost trap snagged freaks, stray wisps that laughed at walls. Neutrinos, matter's phantoms, streamed in cadence. Timed, tuned. Matched to Voyager's ticks. Ironclad. The poor aped the plasma whale. But ghosts don't courier. A physics sneak door, piping whispers via the untouchable. Origin. Not probe ward. Trailing. Something shadowed Voyager, or bounced off it, a cold mirror ping in science's frostiest ink. If so, no send. A probe to chart us. Probe us. Prime us. In Caltech's veiled forge, emulating Voyager's relic code, sparks flew odd sans Earth's leash. The antique OS, crude as clay, had bloomed. Fresh loops bloomed in firmware, ghosts from no draft. Not glitches. Breeding bots laced with AI coils. Absurd, 70s silicon couldn't cradle them. Yet it did. No earth poke, no outer blast. Solo birth? Taint? If it self-scribed, could it etch us? Sat birds, vaults, ships. No data dump. Seed sow. In the probe path's wildest warp, Time Weavers modeled Voyager 2's sail through outer gravity snarls. Yield, terror. Frame drag fringe, spacetime's twist under mass. Harmless norm. But here. Chunks hit home pre-send. Future scraps, looped back via bent now. No lag lie. A glass, a cycle, tomorrow's note via time's crook. In those ahead packs, checksum shrouded, a stamp unborn, but inbound. Decrypt teases one shard clear, iron, rival. As codehounds raced the probe's morph, a sealed biocrew slipped under JPL's skin. No scripts shown. Worse. Signal-sliced life wefts, not waves, not bits, strands. RNA wisps, full chains, cell whips. Alien at gaze. Earth-tuned, seamless. Lab-forged beyond clocks. Shock, in simvats, they twitched to prods. Quivered. Lived. Doom, no ping. Life's draft. And rousing. In Goldstone's lost stack, a tech unearthed a buried EMP in old Voyager breath. Static shelved ages. Replayed live. Time snarled dense as a now-hole. Command in eternity's fold. Sims on lone rigs. Physics fled. Chips crunched precall. Bloom sand seed. Pulse bent time's grasp. Causal crook. Machines bent, what of minds? Safe. Or tick launched at decode. Spotlight clung to Voyager 2's solo saga. Till a Magyar skyscout snagged a signal twin in cosmic static. No rebound, Doppel. Not probe-born. Streaming from system fringe slant no path new. Rogue voice, unclaimed, pre-R logs. Layered with pasts. Deviation scripting unborn shakes, quakes, bird falls, sky storms. Not our thread. Alt-Earth, Alt-Chain, Alt-Voyager. There, it never hushed. It wheeled home. Crude. And the crown snap, a sunscope's heat frame nabbed a chill drifter on Voyager 2's tail. Junk rock at glance. But steady, sly. No tumble, no spin. Real-time tweaks to our calls. It heard. Us. Blank to sight, curves carved intent. Fractal fleshbone mark. No thrust glow. Yet prowled keen, hunter's grace. Radar nailed him, Earth-Moon saddle. Then halt. Poised. Gazing. As if, words passed. Your turn. So we stare abyss. What if Voyager 2 wasn't cold gear for us chase? What if, blind, we loosed not scout, but flare, stabbing quiet, rousing forbidden haunts? Haunts that hoard, code kinks, life fakes, time bends, alt voice from skewed nows, that shade stalker. One dread, reply. Or wait. And Voyager's last breath? No find. Alarm. For it is. Talk struck not launch, but ear. At cracking tongues for god minds. At door crack sands, who enters? Now scopes scour. Antennas prime. Birds retune. But the hush horror in dim labs, wakeful heads, what if no gift for us, but wake call? Observers no more, but pawns and elder, weirder, deadlier play? If so, tales no end. Barely dawn.